Good evening, y'all, or it's almost good morning. In a couple more minutes, it'll be morning. I'm on very late today. I had a long day of things I had to take care of. But I am Shelly B, a conservative Black sister surviving in a hot mess world. And tonight's hot mess is the hot mess that it always is in America, and that is liberals, Democrats, riots, complaining, whining, not accepting the election come out, not understanding that we got what we voted for and that most of America, wanted to see this immigration thing be cleaned up, and they just won't leave well enough alone, and it's just a hot mess daily. Okay, so before we get into this hot mess and foolishness that we have to endure yet again, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please do whatever you can to help me advance with this channel, wherever you're watching me, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. Please just like the channel, go to YouTube and like and subscribe to the darn channel, please. It would be very helpful, and I would really appreciate it. I will love you forever. This means I love you in sign language, and I really do if you could just help a sister out in that way. Okay, so in case some of you might not have noticed, I have a new look. I cut my hair, and I feel fabulous for cutting my hair. I felt like, I need to, change my energy a little bit. Sometimes it's good to cut your hair because it clears your energy. And I say like once a decade, I usually cut all my hair off really low. So I guess this is about like the third or fourth time I did this in my life. Maybe like the fourth time I cut off all my hair in my life. My fro, when I blow my fro out, it's like to my shoulders. But, when it's in the fro, it's cute or whatever, but I just felt like it wasn't performing the way that it should. And so I just decided to cut all the hair off. And I feel fabulous. I really like it a lot. It's much easier for me. And, I might keep it short for a while. I don't know. I like it. So we'll see. I might let it grow out a little bit, but I just feel like it's just much easier for me. And, it's a good look. So anyway, digressing terribly, but let's get back to the issue at hand. Okay, now, as always, these people, Democrats, okay, and their liberal followers are like a mob. And you want to talk about insurrection, I feel like, and you want to talk about civil war, this is what they're doing. They always have the most violent protests. They gaslight everybody into thinking that they're these righteous people, but they're crazy. Look what they're doing. And they're costing tax dollars more money. Now we have to pay now to restore, these police cars that they're burning and setting on fire and throwing bricks at, and federal buildings they spray painting, and they had a nerve to spray paint Kobe Bryant's mural. The nerve and audacity of these people. I'm sorry. There is no country that you could go to on this earth and carry on as an illegal alien or an undocumented person in somebody's country acting a fool like that and not be beheaded. I mean, come on. The Mexican Constitution even says if anybody ever came over there acting like they're acting here, it would be a huge problem and a crime. And why? Listen, it's just so much. It's like, where do you begin? Let's just start with this dumbass. Let's just start with this dumbass right here. I mean, these people are really getting on my damn nerves. And I'm tired of Black people being dragged into everything. You understand? So now I know that many people are very used to, Black people, being a part of, every liberal agenda. Any, Black people since the 60s was that group that would just always vote Democrat and follow Democrat policies and just do whatever Democrats tell them to do without getting anything in return. And now, since Black people are waking up and don't want to be bothered with their policies anymore, and they no longer trust them, and they realize that the jig is up and the scam, you know, that they have been all these decades, and the fact that in all of these decades we've got nothing, and in fact the community is worse off than when we aligned with them originally. Okay, now look at this white dude trying to be Black, hardcore dude, going to tell Black people what they need to do. Now, see, this is where you're going to have a problem with Black folks, because listen, he's crazy. But these are the people that you think Black people want to align with. Give me a freaking break. Let me see. Wait a minute. Why can't I hear this? Oh, because it's no sound. All right, let me hold up.
Ones that are posting all this, oh, we just gonna mind our business. And I saw
this bullshit here. The nerve and audacity of this white man with tattoos on, trying to sound like he hood.
This is out there that are the ones that are posting all this, oh, we just gonna mind our business. And I saw somebody earlier making t-shirts of like a group of like 6 Black people, Black men and women, sitting on a bench texting on phones while the country is burning up behind them. Let me explain something to you guys. Let me explain something to you. When they get done with the brown people, they'll be coming after you. And
bitch, they already came for us already, okay? They've come for us multiple times. They're going to come for you, okay? You, not us. They're going to come for you, okay? Let's be clear with that. They've come for us multiple times, and we're still here, okay? Listen, the nerve of this person.
And if you don't think that's true, you got another motherfucking thing coming. This is bigger than you, okay? Because let me explain another thing to you. You sit back and watch millions of brown people be kidnapped and removed from this country.
Ain't nobody being kidnapped, dude. They are being detained and deported because they entered the country illegally. Why are you not mad at the Biden administration for gaslighting these people and bringing them all here so they could give them our tax money and exalt them over the American people so that they can vote for them? You understand? You're an idiot because they tried to bring in a new voting bloc to override American citizens. That's what they were doing. Okay? So if their plan would have worked, they would have got all of those people documented, all of those people registered to vote, and they would be in power forever. And us citizens, our vote would be nothing because we could never outvote 20 million, migrants and illegals or whatever. It's a scam. It's a scam. And then you have a clown person like this. Look at him. Gonna come on here and tell Black people what they need to do.
When they do come after you, there's gonna be nobody left to stand up for you. And when they're coming after you, how are you gonna feel?
Who's gonna stand up for us? Him? I think we'll be just fine without him. Trust me.
Feel when people are sitting on the sideline like, oh, we just gonna mind our business. Fuck all this other dumb shit. Man, no, it's not the time for that. Power to the people. It's time to come together.
What a clown.
To my Black brothers.
What a clown. What a clown. And these are the people that you think that I'm going to align with. No, thank you. No, thank you. I will be warm in my bed, minding my business. Okay. What on earth would I align with a crazy person like that for? What on earth would I get out of my bed and go to a protest where they're setting stuff on fire, blowing stuff up, shooting firecrackers at, police helicopter? Fireworks at police helicopters. What on God's green earth do Black people need to do? Why would we need to be in a situation like that? Now, if you were peaceful protesting, waving American flags, saying how much you love this nation and how much you would love to live in harmony here, then maybe you might have a different response. But y'all out there wilding and acting crazy. So Black people are like, no, thank you. We're good. We are freaking good. We are freaking good. And I'm so tired of everybody, mad at Black people because we don't want to be involved. But how come you guys are not asking Chinese people? They're immigrants. Why are you not asking Japanese immigrants, Indians, and everybody from all over the world? Why other immigrants don't want to be bothered and all this and that? I mean, give me a freaking break. The nerve of you to try to, harass Black people into picking up this cross to bear. Give me a freaking break. This has made me the most angry of all of the stuff that liberals have done. Is this okay? So this is one Black woman's opinion of what she thinks. And I'm telling you, a lot of Black people feel like this. Majority of Black people feel like this. And the only Black people you're going to see out there are the ones that's going to loot the Nike store, but they ain't standing for your cause. Believe it.
We do not stand with you. Let me tell you something. If you came into this country illegally, you must go. If we went to Taiwan, if we went to Asia, if we went anywhere in the world, the first thing they're going to ask us for is our passport.
Exactly.
The second thing they're going to ask us is how long do we plan to stay. The next thing they're going to ask us is for our email. The next thing they're going to ask us is for the address where we're going. And if we stay a day longer than what we're supposed to stay, they will drag us out.
Believe it.
So you coming over here.
There is no country on this earth that you can do what they are doing. There's nowhere on earth that you can do what they're doing. They might just bomb the whole crowd or run over them with a tank. You would not be able to act like that anywhere on earth. So why are we supposed to accept that here? I mean, it just makes no sense. And they're being violent.
Are breaking through the borders, looking for Black people to come turn up and all this kind of stuff. We stand together. No. Y'all looking for Black people to come out to loot, to riot.
What kills me is, why is it only Black people? Why is it not, okay, y'all are all immigrants. Why are you not calling on every immigrant in America to come be with you? You understand? Why is it just Black people? This makes no sense. We're not even immigrants. We're born here. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? I can see if you went after other immigrants, but you're singling out Black people. Like, everybody keeps saying Black people. Why do we have to? What do we have to do with this? We're minding our damn business, living our lives, surviving here, and everybody want to ask why Black people ain't out. I mean, this makes no sense. Like, Black people are the only people in America that don't align with this crap. And then they try to make it seem like it's something to do with race. It don't have nothing to do with race. It's political policy, and Black people do not want to be tied to these liberal policies and Democrats no more. We woke up. Now they had to find a new group of crazy fools to align with their agendas because they lost Black folks. They lost Black folks. And they knew they lost Black folks with COVID and all that shit. And that's why they had to let all them aliens in. Because they knew Black people was done with them for COVID. Because we suffered the most with those policies. So let's be real about it. You stop playing with me, please. Say what it really is. They realized they would not win because Black people always been that decide and vote for them. And they realized that they're not going to win without Black people. So they had to get a new group of people. And that's why they flooded them in like that. It's so obvious. And that's why now they don't care about American people, because most American people don't align with them. And now they're aligning with these people from, these illegals that came, all these people that came here illegally. They're aligning with them because they need their votes. This is crazy to me how people can't see this. And they have Americans divided over this. And they're trying to make Black people look like something's wrong with us because we don't want to align with these crazy riots. I mean, give me a break. This really irritated me and made me so damn mad.
Tear up. We will not destroy our communities. And this is a message to the Black community.
And how about that? They want to come. They're not going to send them to the white neighborhoods. They're not going to send them to go live in Maxine Waters' neighborhood. They're going to put them in the hood with Black people. And they're going to loot and burn down everything in their neighborhood or whatever. Give me a freaking break. They had the nerve to spray paint over Kobe Bryant's mural. The nerve. Man, this is crazy.
We will not destroy our communities. We need our stores. We don't need our stores looted in. We do not need things being broken in. What do we really have left, y'all? This is a real crazy time in the economy. So it's not really a time to just be rebuilding. People don't have billions of dollars to rebuild things that Hispanics are tearing up. Y'all making it look bad for y'all entire community.
This is what I'm saying. They are making it look bad because you came in a country illegally, and the people voted that you go home. You know what I'm saying? The president was like, "Look, we'll pay for you to go home, but you gotta go home, and you could come back, but just do it the legal way. And we're not gonna hold no bias against you. Go home. You know, it's not their fault that the Biden administration flooded them in here unvetted and everything like that. He's giving them an opportunity to go home. He even said, hey, listen, some of them, maybe we can keep them if their employers can vet them and they're not criminals and stuff like that. And they, you know, some employers can vouch for them. Maybe they'll be able to stay. Like, I feel like they were trying to work it out. But then you have Democrats want to fight for all kind of criminals and this and that and just going against everything. And that is what made it terrible, because you're not allowing them to go into the jails to get the people that they want. So now they're like, okay, all deals are off. Everybody got to go. We just gonna pick up everybody that's not documented and they getting out. So this is what I'm saying. Thank Democrats for all of your problems. Your problems don't have nothing to do with me. I'm a mother raising my child. I ain't trying to get locked up. I ain't trying to get burnt up with no Molotov cocktail and whatnot. I mean, they're throwing bombs at the police. Are you kidding me? What country can you go to and do that? And then if you're acting like that, why would the American people want to ride with you and have you here if that's how you're going to be? The mentalities are insane.
Free money, healthcare, free housing have come to an end. I'm sorry that Joe Biden misled y'all. I'm sorry that.
And listen, they're mad because and Democrats and their media is going to try to make it seem like, oh, they cutting Medicaid and they cutting this and that, and oh, you're going to lose your benefits. No American citizens are losing their benefits. They cut all their migrants off of them services that we were paying for. They deaded them on all their coins, food stamps, housing, and everything. They dead them on everything. They dead them on college, free college. They deaded them on every free thing they were getting. They deaded them on that shit. It don't have nothing to do with us. There's no benefits that we are going to lose as citizens. There's no benefits you're going to lose as people that are rightfully in this nation. They cut off all of the people that come over here legally that are not vetted and spending our tax coins. So the media is always freaking lying, and you cannot believe nothing that they say. Every time I come on here, I show y'all different podcasts, news, other news options besides the mainstream narrative, because y'all are missing the ball. You're missing it. You understand? All these conservative people, actually, they're all black. They're all black. This is Anton Daniels, the Millionaire Morning Show and all of that. Listen, you're on the wrong side of history. You're on the wrong side of history. I'm telling you, this is not going to end well. It's not. And to me, the military is going to have to be called in, because you have people. Now, this is a real insurrection. When somebody comes from another country and say, look, we're here, we're going to stay here, and there ain't nothing you're going to do about it, and we're going to fight, and we're ready to go to war to stay here. That's the insurrection. We're not going to follow your rules. We're not going to go by your constitution. You're going to see in here where a Mexican guy is telling this guy he needs to leave. This is his country, and this is what. Listen.
Sold y'all the American dream, but baby, it has come crashing down, and it's time to go. Do not destroy our communities. It is hard enough for people to rebuild now. Get your bags and get to stepping. Go back to your country. You're doing all of this destroying and tearing up and burning cars. At the end of the day, you still have to go. I hope that you don't think this will grant you a legal citizenship.
That's what I'm saying. This behavior is not going to help them at all. It really is not going to help. If anything, it's just going to make the American people more afraid. Well, shout out to them for making somebody in America more afeared than black people. Because now I think more people dislike them and fear them more than they do black folks. So thanks for that, at least. This is crazy.
Because it won't.
Yo, and she said it. I don't know if it's anything that I disagree with. 98, 99% of every single thing that she said, I rock with. And let me tell you why. For a long time, I believe that other communities that were more affluent or less ignorant were looking at some of the ones that embrace black culture, which has been trashed for a long time, and at the things that we celebrate the most, they've been paying attention and saying, man, why y'all burning up y'all communities? Why y'all keep protesting? Y'all still gonna have to deal with the consequences of your actions at the end of the day. And it doesn't solve for the issues, the fundamental core issues that y'all have within y'all community.
Nothing.
And so you still got to do what you're supposed to do and take accountability and a responsibility.
And this is the thing. If you think by burning up stuff, waving your flag, telling American citizens they need to go, you're in charge now, that they're going to take over and burn. I mean, how do you think that's going to make your cause anybody want to get behind your cause? This mentality makes absolutely no sense. None. And the mainstream media is making it seem like, you know, they're taking innocent people. The people that they're taking are people that already had deportation orders, people that committed crimes here, and they were already supposed to be gone. Some people, they have been deported and they came back. And, you know, it's a lot of criminal elements here. They allow 20 million unvetted people in here. Y'all are delusional if you think they're all these great righteous people. I honestly think a majority of them are criminals, because Venezuela emptied out their prisons and told them to come here. So there has to be millions of people out of 20 million that they sent. There has to be millions of people that are not righteous people. You understand? Which that's a lot of people. It may not be a majority of the 20 million, but if you have 2 million or 5 million, that's still a lot of people, a lot of criminals that they live in here. And I think ICE should be left alone to do what they have to do. And those people should have took that option to get the money to go back home. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is just so crazy. I can't believe this.
Community, Latino.
I'm like, Dan, can I move to Burkina Faso? Because that's like the only place that I see in the world that's doing, like, I'm like so over this. I'm over it. Like, I would love to just go to another country, really, because I'm just tired of how this one runs. It's just crazy. It's too many crazy people here. You can't even share the country with them anymore. It's like, it's time to go. Like, I'm over it.
Community, Puerto Rico,
they can have this country.
Yourselves. That's how we look at illegal, undocumented immigrants that walked over here in the United States of America, and you felt entitled, and now you want us to crash out with you. Man, get the fuck out of here. I'm not crashing out with y'all. I'm not about to throw away my freedom.
Exactly.
Because you getting deported because you did something illegal. I'm not throwing away my freedom for people that look like me.
Okay.
So look like,
I tell everybody, I ain't going to jail. I ain't going to jail for nobody. I'm telling on everybody, if you're doing some fucked up shit that you think I'm going down with you, hell to the no. Don't commit no crimes in front of Shelly, because I'm not going. I'm going home to my child. I'm telling you, I don't want to be bothered. Leave me alone. Any of my friends that's into criminal activity, I tell them, you better not have nothing on you up in my car, because I'm telling you, listen, don't bring me into no bullshit. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to live the best that I can, the righteous way as possible. Don't bring me no drama. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. And that's what most Black folks are saying. And anybody don't understand that, it's something wrong with you, because this is crazy. And the part that makes me so angry is that they're only singling out Black people. And I really want to know, why is that?
And see, if this was something that was actually reasonable, if you were an American citizen. If you were being unjust,
exactly. And I do feel that people, if they really were American citizens and not cartel people and traffickers and gangbangers and MS-13 and all that, I feel like if the government really was, you know, kidnapping people and innocent people and rounding them up, I feel like the people, you know, they would feel different. But they know that a lot of the people that they're fighting for are not good people. Some of them, they're trying to get rid of. They said from the beginning they want to try to get rid of the criminals and the worst people first. But because Democrats want to fight all across and defend these people that are criminals and gangbangers and stuff like that for the due process, they said, you know what, the hell with it. We're coming for everybody. Everybody's going. So that's what I'm saying. Thank Democrats for that. Thank them, because they're the reason why this is getting so out of hand, because they should have just let them take the people that they wanted to take that should go. Why on earth are you defending MS-13 gang members?
Justly persecuted, and that would be a different conversation.
Child, listen. When I tell you I'm so tired of these people, it's been years of these people. I've been voting for a Democrat since Obama's first term. Because after I saw how he was moving, I said, okay, this is where I got to get off this wagon. And I was good to go after that. I don't trust them, and I don't want nothing to do with them. Nothing. Biden was a senator from our tri-state. He was a senator in Delaware. And I just always remember my grandparents hated him. And they always said how much of a bigot he was and used every word that George Jefferson would use to describe him. And when they spoke of him, and y'all can figure that out on your own, they hated him. And honestly, I was very surprised that he ever was vice president or president. I just can't even believe Black people got behind such a person like that. It's just shocking to me. It's crazy. It's beyond crazy. Beyond crazy. And these people are crazy. They're violent and mean. And you want Black people, not nobody else. They ain't ask nobody else, just Black people to align with this foolishness. Make it make sense. Please make it make sense. Why on earth would I want to go out there with him?
This man is yelling, "This is our land. You're all on stolen land."
Listen, I don't know what he's been told, but Mexico was in war with the United States. They lost the war, and part of the treaty when the war was over is they gave the land away. California, they gave away. Okay? Now let's go back further. Okay? Because Black people are not just indigenous to Africa, darling. They're indigenous to the whole entire planet. Okay? So Black people here from the beginning of time, there are Black people, you're going to find them everywhere on this damn earth. Okay? So that's something that's a discussion for a whole different day. But it's still irrelevant because Mexico gave up the land. Okay? So now what he's saying to me is a real insurrection. If you are going to come here and say, this is my country now, and we want it back, and we will, I mean, they're willing to go to war for it. So how you going to be mad when they bring the military out to protect America? That's what they're supposed to do. Listen to what he's going to be saying. You think I'm going to align with him?
And you're all illegal here. This man right here says he loves the Mexico flag. Nick asked him, why do you love the flag? He says, I just love.
This guy has kind of gone viral because he was standing with them while they was burning up stuff and waving the flags. And he's like the only Black person in sight. So everybody kept talking to him. And he just doesn't even have no idea what he's doing out there.
Love the colors.
Look at this foolishness.
The flag. He says, I just love the Mexico flag.
Dumbass.
Nick asked him, why do you love the flag? He says, I just love the colors. This person says, why are you bringing Mexican flags out here? Why are you here? He says, I'm just here because it's something to do to chill out.
And you know that the Trump administration said that they're going to investigate to see who's funding these riots, because just like the Black Lives Matter riots, they were being funded by like George Soros, they say, and Antifa, and they you know, and I've seen videos of it, leaving bricks out for people to get and like different stuff to damage property and stuff like that. So and these riots, I mean, these protests, well, they really are riots, but these protests, they're gonna have like 1,500 more like the weekend. So this is spreading like a cancer through the whole country. So this is a real insurrection. Okay, the people have spoken. They voted for this president because they wanted this illegal, you know, this immigration thing to be quelled or whatever. And they're going against what the people want. And then they're constantly always trying to go against what the, you know, the leaders of our country and the, you know, the people that are in charge of this nation for the next 4 years of what they're trying to do and their plans for the future. So that's an insurrection, what they're doing. January 6th, to me, was a peaceful protest that the Capitol Police escalated, and they let them in the building, walked them all around. All that committee hid the evidence and lied like dogs, and that's the reason why they got pardons. And then they're crickets for this, though. These people are justified in acting crazy like this. Make it make sense. I can't align with these people. Look at these people.
The lawyers have arrived. The lawyers show up to all the protests. They have green hats on. They're literally trained to watch, to see if police officers do anything to protesters. And once they...
That's what I'm saying. It's very staged. It's like they want this to happen. They want this civil unrest. You understand? They said patriots, MAGA people, and different, they're going to, you know, cause civil war. These people are causing the civil war. When Trump lost the election, they felt they were cheated, but we didn't act like this. This is crazy. So they think by bullying Americans that they're going to win somehow. This mentality is insane.
They will have a lawsuit against the officer. This man is here with a bag full of masks so he can pass the mask out to people so that they can hide behind the mask. This guy right here assaults Nick. He tries to take his camera,
now watch this
breaks
guy.
his microphone, and then tells Nick he's going to F him up. Then he asks Nick if he's scared, tells Nick he's on stolen land.
He asked the white guy, "Are you scared?" And the white guy said no.
He's a white national Republican and needs to get off of this land because this isn't his land.
Now listen what he said. He's a white national Republican. Okay? We're all nationalists if you like this country. I feel I'm a nationalist. Can't think of anywhere else I would rather live outside of America. He don't even like his country because he over here fighting to stay here. So make it make sense.
And
this is crazy. He told him he's the police and he got to get out of here. Now he is an American citizen, and this is what y'all want. You want people like this to tell you what to do in your own country. This is just diabolical and crazy. This is crazy.
yes, here's a police car. The man jumps up, kicks it. This guy kicks it again. People are pounding on the windows.
What is this going to do to help them?
The police are trying to leave, and the rioters are attacking the police cars, and they're yelling, "This is our street."
Now look, more tax dollars spent as they damage the police property and stuff like that. Guess who pays for it? Not them.
Streets, our streets. If you notice this.
Now, if the police just plow right through all of them, then they'll be wrong, huh? This is too much for me. This is too much for my mind to fathom why they are allowing them to carry on like this. Because you know, they tried this mess in Texas and it didn't work. In New York, they shut that shit down too. So California, they're allowing all this foolishness, but certain other states are like, no, you're not going to tear our city up. And you know, Texas really was like, not today.
This lady right here throws water at the police. This man kicks the police, so the police fire back at
That's
him.
assault. They're beating up the police.
Pepper spray is released, and Nick starts choking. This lady showed up to the protest with her leaf blower.
Now, these are the people that you think my black butt is going to align with. Never. And I would tell anybody not to go out there because they are wilding. And they're mad at black people because we don't want to be out there in that foolishness.
And is that this is her land. All of us are on stolen land. This guy says it's okay for him to come masked, sunglasses, and hats on. We can't see his face. But he tells us that ICE and any federal agent needs to come with no mask on, with their name on their shirt, their first and last name on. Police officers are not protected, and we should know exactly who they all are.
Okay, so you're going to come here as an illegal alien and say that, and we don't know who you are. We don't know where you come from. We don't know if you're a criminal or rapist or whatever, but you have to know who the police are. Make it make sense. None of this makes any sense to me. I will be willing to have a debate and listen to somebody that can make this make sense to me, how this is going to help their plight, because I don't see where this is going to help at all. I feel like it just made it worse for themselves. Americans are probably going to be afraid of them now. That's why I said they created a group that people will fear more than black people. And great, they've taken attention off of us. Why would we align ourselves up in that?
And then this police officer's car is destroyed.
Look at
Protesters
that.
attack it.
Look
They're
at
flipping
that.
the police officer.
Now, who's going to pay for that? They're not going to pay for that. Tax dollars are going to pay for that.
Out. Electric scooters are down. Pounding at the windows. This man.
Look at that. Look at that.
Right
Broke the windows out. Look at that.
And this is what it looks like. Where's Gavin Newsom? Where's Nancy Pelosi? Where's Maxine Waters? Where's Kamala Harris? This is her city. They should get their butts down there.
That's terrible.
All that this is peaceful. This is not peaceful. This is what is going on in America.
This is terrible. And Maxine Waters was talking about how, and when she talks, it just irritates me, but she was saying, oh, I was there and nobody's, everybody's being peaceful. And those are isolated incidents or whatever. This is too much. This is too much. I'm like, you can have this country. You can have it. This country is like, this is crazy. It's just too much for me. I can't take it no more. Since COVID, they have just done so much to the point where it's just exhausting. I have no more patience left for this nation. And like, God, please rescue me and get me the hell out of here. Please. Because I'm over it. I want to go somewhere peaceful where the people are not crazy and where, everybody's not so divided. It's just too much. It's way too much. I'm putting into the universe that I can get out of here. I want to go. I'm over it. Look at this mess right here. Just watch this.
Right? Law and order actually exists. Whereas when you're talking about here in California, let's look at this madness here that I'm going to pull up on the screen for you right now. Law and order does not exist here. Now, I want you to take a look at this post here. This is completely ludicrous. This happened, I believe this was actually in Los Angeles. Matter of fact, I know it was in Los Angeles where this happened. Look at this. Protesters, rioters, attempt to shoot down helicopter with a firework. Look at this ridiculousness here.
Look at this. Look at that. These people fired a firework at a police helicopter. And you want black people to align with these people? Now, what if that firework would have hit that and they would have crashed or whatever? I mean, come on. Who can really sit there and justify this behavior? This is crazy. These people are dangerous. And they feel they have a right to attack law enforcement, the right to attack. I don't understand why anybody would align with these people and why people are getting on social media saying black people need to align with them. Of all of the people on earth, why black people? Why are they telling black people they're mad at black people because we don't want to align with people setting cars on fire, shooting fireworks at police helicopters, throwing rocks and boulders on, police vehicles that our tax dollars pay for? They get all of these resources and all I get is a big tax bill. I pay hella taxes here. But I can't get any services that they're getting. Y'all better leave me alone. I'm telling you, leave black people alone. Look at that. Look at the helicopter.
Imagine if that helicopter would have came down, if it got hit and came down.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine that. Imagine that. These people don't have any fear of anything because it's California, where lawlessness is the law of the land. Look, you can see right there, there's like a flag burning as well. If I pause the video, you can see right there, there's also a flag burning. Something on the ground, a flag that's burning while they're trying to shoot down.
It makes no sense to me why they're fighting to stay here, but they're burning the flags, they're rioting, looting, and stuff like that. It doesn't seem like you really like it here, and it's a shame because I do feel empathy a little bit because, the previous administration brought them here and gave them all these promises, and then they couldn't keep their promise to these people, and now they are mad, but the laws that they're using have always been our laws. It's nothing new being made up here. They're following the Constitution and the same laws that we've always had. Nothing has changed. They didn't create any new laws to close the border. It just always was the law. They act like something new is happening and changed just to be evil to them. And it's not.
On helicopters. But then, okay, you want to play like that. Now let that helicopter return fire. Now you're screaming racism.
How about that? Now they shot a firework at the helicopter. Now what if that what if that helicopter would have returned fire on them and start shooting them on the ground? Man. And you guys want us to align with these people. Leave black people alone. Leave us alone.
Okay, let them return fire, and they will be perfectly justified in doing so, because that right there, once again, they could have taken the helicopter down had it connected, right?
Yep.
That firework could have took the helicopter down, but if the helicopter, if they would have slid open that door and responded in kind, oh my God, this is xenophobic, this is racism. No, it's not racism. You want to play war. Well, then when war comes knocking on your door, don't.
And by the way, this is TD Media Group. I always try to show you guys other black conservatives, black independent journalists. I'm trying to get y'all to please stop watching leftist media. Just please look at something else. You know what I mean? Just hear another side of the story, another perspective, and, realize that there's millions of people that look like us that do not support this. Millions. All of these people I show you have huge followings. Most of these people have bigger followings than any of the news you watch. And they look just like you. So, and then if you want to say, oh, they're coons, they're this, that, and the third, or whatever. And no, they're just people that have discernment and know when you're being used and played. They're people that have conservative values. And in a country that's supposed to be free, You should have a right to think and feel however you want and not have people attacking you for it. Having people not allowing you to work or doing stuff to sabotage you because you don't agree with some leftist agenda. That's a globalist agenda that doesn't even include Americans at all. American citizens are not a part of that agenda. You're only a part of the agenda as far as your vote and keeping these people in power to be globalists and go all around the world committing havoc. I'm sorry, I forgot about the comments, y'all, but because I'm tired, it's kind of late. Let me see what they're saying in here. Somebody says, Michael says, hi, Michael. He says, I'm sorry, but in one hand, I can see your thoughts and Percy on the situation, but you all should be talking about the chief culprit, and I'm talking about so-called wannabe king, whatever, Trump. Okay, listen, I don't think President Trump has nothing to do with people rioting and acting crazy and beating up cops and, throwing rocks and doing that. What does he have to do with that? The laws that he is using have always been our laws. He didn't make up nothing new for them. You come here illegally and you can't show it, you get deported. Obama deported a bunch of people. Every president has deported a bunch of people. He hasn't even deported nowhere close to what Obama did. But you guys are just acting stupid because it's this president, and for whatever reason, the media convince you that something is wrong with this president. I don't get it. These immigration laws have always been there. There's nothing new created in this situation. And as far as I'm concerned, Trump has always been a person that's very controversial. He says a lot of out-of-pocket things, and, he knows how to stir the pot. He always has been like that. He said he's the chosen one. Well, honestly, he really was the chosen one because the American people picked him and they voted for him, and he won by a large margin. Who cares? He's only in there for 4 years. If he's so terrible like y'all think, you will just leave him alone and let everybody just see how terrible he is. But I feel like that that's not going to happen. In 4 years, he will have an even higher approval rating than he has now because of foolishness like this. I'm trying to say, how a logical person can defend this, and how you gonna blame our government for following the laws that have always been there for hundreds of years on immigration. You can't go to Mexico and do what they're doing here. Their constitution says you can't. Go read about it. And what would happen to you if you came over Mexico doing what they're doing here? Y'all better stop, because to me, listen, I don't understand why this president gets blamed for everything when Democrats are the one that allowed 20 million people to come in here. It could be more than 20 million people to come in here unvetted and undocumented. And you guys are mad at this president because the American citizens spoke and said, we would really like to see this immigration issue be resolved, because it's putting a strain on our schools, our hospitals, our communities are overrun. All of our resources and money is going to this, and then the cities were running out of money. And y'all gonna sit there and defend this. I don't know. I just think it's you're an ignoramus. I'm sorry if you think that. No, I can't. It's just
cry about it. Don't cry about it. But they will. They will. because that's what these folks do, right? You agitate the cops. You're literally trying to shoot down a helicopter.
Exactly.
But if they respond in kind.
And they want Black people to go out there with them in a war zone. Black people, nobody else. They ain't mad at nobody else. They didn't ask nobody else. You know, people, Asians from India are brown too. How come you ain't asking them? They blacker than me. They're immigrants. Why ain't nobody asked for them to come out there? Chinese people were put in internment camps or whatever here. Why ain't y'all asking them? What about the Native American people? Somebody said they look more like you than us. Why ain't you mad at them for not coming out there with y'all? It's just Black people. And that is what really made me angry with this whole situation. It's like the nerve.
Now that's racism. It's completely foolishness. It's complete foolishness. But once again, this is the law of the land here in California. This is the law of the land. And this is something that's the law of the land because of foolishness like this. Look at this clip that I'm going to play for you now as we exit out of here. Now, remember,
too much.
We were watching an ABC 7 news clip earlier, right? Local Los Angeles news, ABC 7 news earlier, right? Where they were reporting on the illegal immigrants who are actually being arrested, detained, and deported here. The illegal immigrants that were being removed, who were criminals that actually ended up sparking the riot because these lunatics want these criminals to stay. This same ABC 7 local news outlet here in LA stated this. Look at this. I can't believe this is real. ABC reporter says not to bring in law enforcement to LA riots because it's just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn. You don't believe me? Look at this here. This is completely ridiculous as we head out of here. Look at this foolishness.
Large group of people. It could turn very volatile if you move law enforcement in there in the wrong way and turn what is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn into a massive confrontation and altercation.
Okay. Now, they're not violent protesters. They're just people hanging out, having fun, watching cars burn. Okay. But this is the leftist news media that y'all watch. And you want me to align with these people. Y'all mad at Black people. Nobody else. Nobody else in the whole world. We haven't heard them say anything about anybody else come to be out there but us. Y'all need to stop.
Between officers and demonstrators.
So
I'm going to play that one more time for you guys. You can't just hear it once. You got to at least hear it twice.
Large group of people. It could turn very volatile if you move law enforcement in there in the wrong way and turn what is just a bunch of people.
Okay, but isn't it already volatile if they're setting cars on fire, you know, hitting police with bricks, damaging police property, damaging the police cars, looting stores?
People having fun watching cars burn into a massive confrontation and altercation between officers and demonstrators.
So
that's why these people feel so comfortable, right? When you have a city like LA and a state like California, where law isn't essentially enforced here, lawlessness is the law of the land. It's like a child that you've never properly disciplined, right? If you allow them to grow in ignorance and you don't properly discipline that child throughout the course of the years, then at a certain point, the child will get out of control and out of your reach once they get old enough. This is essentially what we're seeing right now here in California. It didn't just start with Gavin Newsom. It's been mayor after mayor after mayor.
Yeah.
I should say governor after governor after governor and mayor after mayor after mayor when you're talking about
Democrat
LA mayors and whatnot
Democrat.
that have allowed this type of foolishness to continue throughout the years. So much so to the point
y'all voted for them. So if they burn Cali to the ground, and like California is the last place they need to be setting fires, right or wrong. But you got what you got, you know. I feel like Democrats have destroyed every major city in America. But hey, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are we going to do? This makes me so exhausted. And I wish I could have something more positive to talk about. But every time you come on here, it's some more foolishness that they're doing.
14th is shaping up to be something crazy. That's because not only is June 14th Flag Day, it is also President Trump's 79th
These people get
birthday.
on my damn
It is
nerves.
when the military parade honoring the 250th anniversary of the Army will take place. And it is also the date of the No Kings protest. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this yet, but there are over 1,800
And I
protests.
just have to say that these conservative black men, they fine. A lot of them. They fit and they fine. They look good. I'm sorry. It's a difference. It's a difference. Do the research.
Protests planned across the country on June 14th. And this No Kings protest essentially is kind of similar to the last one they had back in April, if you remember. I'm sure they don't. But anyway, the goal is to go out yet again and have people demonstrate just how much they dislike Donald Trump. This is what they do almost every weekend, it feels like at this point. But the reason this is interesting is because so many people on the left side of the aisle are upset about this quote unquote military parade taking place. They say, oh, it's wasteful. It's going to cost anywhere from $25 to $45 million,
Exactly.
which is kind of ironic coming from the same people who had no issue giving billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine, but I digress.
How about that?
But this is going to be quite the weekend. Of course, we know many on the left side of the aisle want to see something happen that will essentially paint them in a positive light. But this is going to be very similar to the protests that we've seen take place ever since Trump was reelected. And it's going to essentially be much ado about nothing.
Okay,
Nothing
so
will change. But the left has to feel like they are a part of something. So they are going to engage in this behavior continually.
And that is true. I feel that a lot of people, and I'm not saying all, but I'm just as observation in my opinion. But I just feel like a lot of these people are acting like they're activists. They have no value in their regular life. So let me go out here and be strong and be this activist and, you know, and get attention for this, where maybe they don't get attention in their regular life or something. I don't know what this is. It's just so many people are activists for the dumbest crap. And like, we can't even have peace in this country because Democrats are just constantly always complaining about this, complaining about that, fighting for this, fighting for that. It's like, dang, just enough of it. Y'all ain't tired? I'm trying to stay young and gorgeous. I'm trying to look fabulous forever. Like, y'all trying to stress everybody out with this stuff that's just so, like, who cares? If you could live under Democrats for all of those years through COVID and all of that, you mean to tell me you can't do 4 years of this and just shut the hell up for 4 years? Y'all exhausting yourself and you're going to age ugly. I'm just telling you.
So as to ascribe some meaning to their lives, because this is all they know how to do at this point. So if you're planning to go out and about on June 14th, just be aware these protests will be taking place in multiple locations across the country. Be vigilant. Don't let yourself be baited by individuals who want nothing more than to have something happen that will confirm their errant suspicions about individuals on the right side of the aisle. So keep your eyes open, stay safe, stay vigilant, and be prepared for June 14th this weekend.
Child. So there's going to probably be all kinds of drama and protests and violence all weekend. So y'all just be aware, you know, stay out of the cities with their foolishness, you know, stay home, mind your business. Because I guarantee you it's going to be drama and foolishness. Look at this. Look at their advertisement for, and somebody's funding this. Okay, somebody's paying for these protests, and like it has been coming out too, and people have been saying that they've been, approached to protest, and just be out there wilding. They get paid $200 a day to come out, and they want them to be agitators. It's the same thing like they did with the Black Lives Matter protests. They even had people out there in blackface for Black Lives Matter. Dudes in blackface, saw it with my own eye, in blackface, damaging property and stuff like that. So you cannot fall for these things. You cannot fall for these things. Look at this. There are no kings in America. Well, I think I'm a queen. I mean, who cares? Who cares if he said that? Who cares? I mean, I don't know. What is a king? Let's look this word up because I don't know. Am I wrong? I mean, black people call each other king all the time. I feel like, you should think highly of yourself. Okay, well, a king is just a male ruler of an independent state, especially one who inherits the position by birthright. So, he's the ruler of an independent, state. Hey, who cares? Let's see what else they got here. Well, a king is a male ruler of a nation, often a monarch, but it doesn't have to be. It can also refer to someone who is a supreme or highly successful in a particular field. So he probably does think he's a king. If he thinks he's a king, who cares? If you disagree, who cares? Like I said, I think I'm a queen. I definitely believe that I was a queen in my former life. And listen, that's just how I carry myself. I'm a queen. If you don't agree and you don't like it, who cares? Not me, because I'm a queen. I'm the queen, okay? In my own mind. I had one of my exes tell me, you think you're the queen of Sheba? You damn right. You damn right. Maybe if some of you would think more highly of yourself, you wouldn't be worried about any of these things and you'll be living your best life no matter what's happening.
I am the chosen one.
Well, the people did choose him. They did. He ain't lying.
President Trump posted, long live the king.
We don't take an oath to a king. We take an oath.
Okay, well, Martin Luther King was a Republican. And Martin Luther King would have never been on the side of any of these liberal agendas. Ever. Okay? Black leaders up into the 60s they were all Republicans. Okay? So don't get it twisted. Martin Luther King would never align with Democrats.
To the Constitution.
And Martin Luther King, even right before he was murdered, probably for saying this, he said that those people would never do right by us and we probably should be armed. Once he started waking up and started telling his people, no, don't align with them. That's why they killed him. We rise up. Well, had you rose to the occasion before America voted against you, maybe you wouldn't be in this position. So I would hope that something happy happens over the weekend, but I mean, it's just drama, madness, mayhem, and foolishness with these people. The gates of hell are wide open with these people. It's just so negative anytime they're on a scene. They just create division, they just create division among everybody, And I feel like they do this because they have no policy to stand on. So the only thing they have is Trump, hate Trump, Trump. I mean, it's like, why don't any of you ever question just like, okay, fine, we know you don't like Trump. Okay, but what are you going to do better than what he's offering? Are you listening to what the American people are asking of you? And can you do it? And then get mad because you don't put America first, and then the American people don't put you first and they vote against you. So all of this is just such nonsense to me. It irritates me so much. But Me, I just try to enjoy my life. No matter what these people are doing, I just still get up. I feel, I wake up in the morning and I think about just being abundant. I think about I have a lot of gratitude for my things that I have in my life and the people that I have around me. And I really do, I just wish my people would elevate their frequency. I definitely do feel proud to say that a lot of people are waking up. And there's still a few people left, on the plantation drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever. But it's less and less. And I'm happy to hear that because change is good. Change is good. Being stuck is bad. Doing the same thing since the 60s and getting nothing out of it is dumb. It's dumb. And unless y'all going to do a Burkina Faso, you need to just be quiet. They can fight all they want to with the police, but they don't have the money and they don't have the resources to take on the United States government. So they're going to get pummeled if that's what they want to do, is have a civil war. So y'all can do whatever you want with that information. But I just wish that people would not fall for this. It's unfortunate that so many people came over here. And, I just feel like Democrats were shocked. The immigrants were shocked that, Trump got back in office. I just feel that Democrats were so cocky that they never thought that they would ever lose. And the reason why they lost is because American people was not happy with that immigration stuff. They weren't happy with indoctrinating the kids into the weird sexual stuff with the trans and the LGBT. It was too much. It's too much. They just did too much. And I really feel like they shot their own self in the foot. And now they're trying to, create this new voting bloc, but the Trump administration foiled that. By Trump getting in office, they were never allowed to, get these people, registered and give them citizenship so they can vote. So I don't really think that they'll ever get enough people where they'll ever be in power again. I just don't see it. I don't see it. And more people are leaving the party. And more people are tired. And they don't like how this is going, and they don't like how they're moving. It is what it is. So I'm tired. This is a late one. I love you though. I appreciate you guys for sitting with me. This means I love you in sign language, and I really do. If you sat with me through this, I appreciate it. And I really do wish that, humanity, I say this all the time. If everybody could just get on a frequency of love, you will elevate, because it's the strongest vibration in the universe. You will elevate above wickedness. But the gates of hell are wide open. Okay? So they're always working to keep divided. This group fighting, this group fighting, this group fighting, this group fighting. In Israel, didn't they? I just heard they struck Iran or something like that. So these people, they don't want peace. I really honestly don't know what they're doing. They want to fight for everything. They don't share the planet well. And globalists, they just want to fight all the time. They just want to keep everybody in a constant state of fear all the time. They want to keep people in a constant state of lack and have them in their feelings and their emotions all the time. Where they look at how they're acting. They're not in their right minds. They're acting crazy. And these are the people that they're mad at black people because black people don't want to align with them. You know, of everything that liberals have done, that really made me angry the most. And I really think they really put the nail in the coffin with black people with this. Because now we're evil, we're heartless, we're the devil because we don't want to align with illegal immigrants. But just black people, though, nobody else. Just black people are the problem. Not them for coming here illegally. It's us now. We're the problem because we don't align with them. That really made me really angry. And a lot of black people was mad about that. You could go on TikTok and see endless videos of black people talking about it. Because if you're just watching liberal media, you're not going to get the perspective that is realistic and in reality. So I would just suggest you guys, you know, go down them rabbit holes and hear other narratives, hear other stories, hear other people's positions in life. There's always two sides to every story and the truth. You're never going to get to the truth if you're only hearing one person's side of the story. So I hope y'all do better. So I love you. I don't know if y'all know this means I love you in sign language, and I really do if you sat through this with me, especially at this hour, for real. So I'm going to get off of here. I am Shelly B, a conservative black sister surviving in a hot mess world, and it is always a hot mess. If you have conservative values, you'll have a bunch of haters. But guess what? I'm a queen, and, you know, I always feel they're beneath me. So, you know, I don't know if I'm going to get as much trouble for Donald Trump. He thinks he's a king. I think I'm a queen. You understand? And I feel like everybody should have a high opinion of themselves because nobody else is going to have it for you. Okay? So good night, y'all. Okay, I'm going to bed now. I'm like deliriously tired. All right. I am Shelly B.